Hi, my name is Simone and I'm the Italian bass player. On today's video, I'm just gonna talk a little bit about myself and how I joined the Italian. I was born in Italy, in Rome, in the 90s, and my family is full of musicians and music lovers. So it was only natural that at some point I stumbled across music. And that happened to me at a very early stage through my granddad. He was a guitar player in the 60s. I remember stories about his band that was called the Castor, and the loan they had to take to buy all the music instruments, because back then obviously it was very expensive. I would see his guitars laying around the house. So I remember once asking him, I was around 6 or 7, can you teach me guitar? And he said to me that I had to wait because I was very impatient. Unfortunately, he passed before he could teach me. But I remember around that time, my mother found a guitar, a classic guitar, in the attic. So she gave it to me, and I just started randomly playing along with MTV. I started taking guitar lessons, and at that time I would listen to punk rock music. I would love bands such as The Offspring, Green Day, Blink-182, and Sum 41. And at that moment, I actually discovered the low end and the bass. It was love at first sight. So I started practicing more with the guitar, more on the lower hands. I would actually pretend to be playing a bass until my father bought my first bass guitar, which was a very basic Yamaha. And I remember playing it almost all day at times. One day I convinced my dad to trade a Gibson Les Paul Studio that we owned and he was very proud of, for this bass guitar, which is a Fender Jazz bass. And I remember I was completely in love with it. I really wanted it, and it really changed the way I would play, and it changed the way I would perceive the instrument, and really showed me the potential of the instrument itself. I then joined bands. My first experiences were with punk rock cover bands, and I started making a transition to a completely different genre, which was blues music and funk. So I started playing mostly Jamiroquai, and I fell in love with Marcus Miller music, and he since became my favorite bass player. And also, of course, Red Hot Chili Peppers, because I think every bass player fell in love with Red Hot Chili Peppers. I then joined an original band called Hydra's Revenge until I was 18, and at the moment I decided to move abroad for work. So I went to the UK first, and then I arrived to Dublin in Ireland in 2015. During these times I didn't play bass at all. I had a bit of a crisis with music altogether. But I remember one day I went to a music shop and I bought one of those Squier jazz bass packs that come with amp and cables and all that. It was a little bit of a lazy move, but it really got me into music again. So I slowly started practicing again and playing more and more and more. Until one day I saw an advertisement and I saw that the Italian were looking for a bass player. So I got an audition with them. Now actually at the time we weren't called the Italian yet. And I remember I was sent 3 songs that were called Pulse, which now is called Don't Let Go, Grasping at Tomorrow, and The Summer Field. And I remember the sound really captured me. There was something going on, and I remember really sparked my creativity. So I immediately started composing bass lines for these songs. So I was ready to get serious again about music, and it's been ever since an amazing project and an amazing band to be part of. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, leave a comment below.